Hey guys, my name is Akhil and welcome to our YouTube channel BTech Career Guide. So in this video, I brought you one of the assessment that I've given from so and so company. So I'll be revealing the name later. And they have asked us to create a nice user registration form. So let us see the technologies that they have given. Here you go. So this is the task that they have given. Full stack developer project, and the objective is to develop a user registration system with both front end and back end components. The system should include a user registration form, code operations, and appropriate database design. So we need to create a database design nicely, and also you need to create a registration form in the front end and all the code operations. So front end you need to use React.js. So develop a user registration form with the following fields: name, minimum 2 characters; age must be number between 0 to 120, and date of birth must be valid date; password minimum 100 characters, sorry, minimum 10 characters, alphanumeric digits. Okay. Gender drop down with options male, female, and other. Read from the API. So we need to create the API for this particular gender. Okay. Text, about text, it should be a character limit of 5000. Use appropriate state management in case if you want to use React hooks and Redux. Okay. And backend is Node.js with Express. Set up a RESTful API to handle user data. Implement code operations: create, read, update, delete. Okay, handle all possible navigative systems, negative scenarios. Return HTTP status code for bad requests of 4000 not found, and implement error handling and validation checks, duplicate user, invalid data formats, and etc. Okay, all done. So database design. So design database table to store user information using MongoDB for the databases. Documentation: provide documentation for RESTful API endpoints, include request and response formats, include instruction to how to set up and run the project locally. So all this you need to do. Okay, Akhil. So you have explained everything. So what is the next process? So next process is nothing but we'll be showing the output of how it will be looking like, right? So here you go. So this is the thing. So you have all this. Okay, let me refresh. Done. So when the page refresh, like they have two endpoints which are calling, which is a gender endpoint where you will be getting male, female, and others details, as they have asked us to create a endpoint for this particular gender. So we have created one, and also there is an endpoint for get. Okay, so get request for all the users. Now what we'll be doing, like it will be fetching all the data from the database using MongoDB. So for databases, we need to use the MongoDB. Where did they mention? Oh, did they mention somewhere? Yeah. So use MongoDB for databases. So here is our compass, and then we have created DB called user DB. And once we click on the submit registration, the user data should be displayed here. Okay, so these are all the users that I have created. Three users with the name King, and name with the DAFF234 QWS something something I just gave randomly. Okay, so this is the data. So how many users we have? As now we have as three users. So now that users will be fetched here. So once you scroll down, here you go. So once you scroll down here, you can see we have three users: is F, and then Kingu, and then QRF. All genders are female. Okay, now what we're gonna do? We got two endpoints, gender and users. And here you see, so you need to create, read, update, delete. So let us see, create one. Okay, if you go here, if I give name Akhil, and then age 24, and date of birth as, so let me go to my date of birth. Let me shift the year also, for example. Oh my god, it should be a valid date. Okay, it should be a valid date, 2000, and then June something something. Okay, let me give my password is so and so password. I don't tell my password. And gender male. About me, I am a YouTuber. I am a YouTuber. Okay, and click on submit. So once you click on submit, you can see user created successfully. Click on OK. And there are two endpoints. One endpoint is to post the data to the database. Here you can see we have a post method for the users, and that will be taking all the data that we have submitted from the form, and this data will be taken and will be pushed to the backend server, which is the no express server, and then that express server will be feeding the data into the databases. So as of now, initially we have three users. Now we have four users. Like now you see we have four users with the latest one as ours. If you scroll down, so I am a YouTuber. Okay, so Akhil, so and so YouTuber AS24, right? So now if you scroll down a bit, here you can see you'll be having Akhil called AS24, gender male, as all details that we have given. So we have displayed here. Okay, so if I want to change my gender, okay, don't think in a practical way, just for the example. So if I click on edit, here you see all the data which I filled before as populated in this form. Here you see Akhil AS24, male, and I'm a YouTuber. Now I'll be changing like Akil update. So just to make sure that update is working or not for you, for your sake. And let me give my age as 25, and then let me change my date of birth to mm, 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 my way, my way. Let me go to 1999 and then Feb something. Okay, now I have 25 age, and let me give my password. So insert password, and let me change my gender to female. And I'm a YouTuberian. Okay, female, right? Okay, so see here, initially I used to have create user. Now I have update user. So once I click on update user, you see user updated successfully, and this is my ID. This is the your ID from the MongoDB. So I will be getting the ID from the MongoDB, and then I am passing the data. I am a YouTuberian, female, 25, and all these details again to the backend server. That server will feed the data to the databases. Now you can see at the bottom, Akil update is my name, and then my age is 25, and the gender is female, right? So which means update is working fine, right? Okay, so if I want to delete this Akil update user, I can just click on update, which is a part of delete method. So now we have created read and update, all these operations as done, and last operation is delete. So once I go and click on delete, so are you sure you want to delete this user? Yes, I want to delete that user, and then that API will be called back again, user deleted successfully, and I will be having again three users. Now here you go. So we have initial three users. If I refresh this initial, now we will be having three users because we have deleted the one user. Okay, so that's how the entire application work. And then okay, so we have did everything, and error handling will be taken place if I don't enter anything, click on submit, so it will be saying please fill the error. And if I give the name as only a character, okay, if I remove all these things, a is 2 and all these things, and I don't fill all these things and click on submit, you see it is asking date of birth, and I give some random and password as some random, gender male, and some text. If I click on enter, you see you can't post the data because it is saying like user, you have an error user validation name path a is shorter. If I go to the response, so a is shorter than the minimum allowed length of 2. So minimum we need to allow 2 characters, or else it won't take. I will be giving AB. Now you see user created successfully with a proper age. So that's how it's work. Now we have created the user with AB. Once you can go to this MongoDB, if you refresh this, initially we have 3 users, now you will be having 4 users, which is our latest one, which is a AB. Once you scroll down, you will be having this AB in the MongoDB setup. Okay, so you need to have your MongoDB installed in your system to run this project, right? Done. Okay, Akhil, so enter output is fine. Where is the source code? Okay, let me go and open the VS code. This is my app.js. So initially you need to first of all I will be explaining how you need to do. First you need to create your user model. So what are the fields that you required and everything, and then you need to export your model. Later you need to create all the routes which are necessary. Here I have got the gender route, post route, get route, and update route, and update user route, and then delete user route. So these are all the routes that you need to define in your backend server. And then initially you need to create your NV also, JWT secret key, which is not required, which I didn't use. But Mongo URL you need to use because I need to store the data in the user DB. Now you can see I have a DB name called user DB. You need to call this MongoDB URL there to feed the data. Okay, done. So backend setup is done. Once coming to the front end, you need to have a app.js which will be redirecting to the registration path. Registration, once you go to the registration, what will happen, you need to show all the data, like your form data, about your form data. You need to get all the form data, and then options, you need to feed the general options and use effects. So that they have asked us to use the hooks, right? So you need to use the hooks and fetch users annual submit. Once the user click on submit, that function will be taking all the annual submit and will edit. It will edit the user, it will be getting the user, and then it will be editing all the fields, and then handle delete. Okay, handle delete also works as accepted, and this is the form. Nice, excellent. So this is a simple thing. That's the code. Okay, that's the output. I'll be giving the link in the description box. If you want it, you can get it from there and do some hands-on programming. So for this latest job posting, career guidance, and much more projects, in case if you have any projects that you need to submit in a couple of days, just ping us on our Instagram channel. So you can click on our Instagram channel Okay, just follow and just message us regarding so and so project. Akil, I have so and so project, can you assist me? We'll be assessing in that, so you can just click on follow, just directly message us. We'll be helping you 24 by 7. So in case if you have doubts, just ping me up there, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. We take career guide for latest job posting and career guidance and much more. Till then, have a nice day. Bye bye.